Certainly. Oh?
Hello, hello, hello! I am Kazusagi Usagi, and I am here with more Pillars of Eternity. We freed all the monks, or whatever they were, and we're looking for the reliquary, which has to be around here somewhere, allegedly. I'm not sure. I'm gonna continue doing what I want, because that's how I like to play this game, and we're just gonna go in here. Take all of these.
Certainly.
A thin layer of frost sparkles over the store of bread and cabbages. Oh good, I did need more campfires. It always makes me nervous when people are dead. And I wasn't the one who did the killing. Ooh, a key. I'm glad I wrapped back around. I almost decided not to.
A simple test. That's settled.
So I bet if I had saved all those people first, I wouldn't have had to do all the big fighting I did earlier, but... C'est la vie. Mm-hmm.
Now this I haven't seen before.
Oh, the reliquary's right here. Well, let's go there. Oh, please don't go through the middle. Okay. There's a lot of guys in there. I thought I was up here, but apparently we never found the reliquary. Oh, I have been hit with a case of the sleepies. It's because I ate so much Sammy in between streams. Oh, right, right. Excellent. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to fight some stuff, and it's gonna hurt me. I'll take that, thank you. Ah, we will get to that in a second. Use origins with this.
I used to have this big hound, like to dig for bones. Well, he'd be real excited right about now.
Oh my god, I love a deer. He's big dumb goof. Lodged between the rows of crystalline rocks, a large fragment of metal protrudes. It looks as though it might be possible to pry it loose. At your touch, the splinter of metal begins to glow orange. Heat surges up your hands and arms and envelops you with such intensity you feel as though you're melting down. The heat spreads to the world around you, then it turns orange and then yellow and then white. The ground and sky, everything around you drips in molten globes and begins to take shape beneath you as if an invisible mold. You and the shard are the last things to melt and fall, and your addition to the molten pool completes the shape of an immense hammer. The metal cools as quickly as it had heated. The handle is gripped now by two great leathery hands, and the hammer is cocked back over a shoulder as broad as molted as a hilltop. The wielder whirls around and heaves the hammer, and you are flying upwards for what seems like an age into the airless blackness above. As you spin, you catch glimpses of rock large enough to be a moon. It is close, far too close to the world. The force of the impact shatters the hammer and stone alike. The rock is redirected outward, but the section of the front face is cleaved off, and it begins to fall, splintering apart at the cracks. In 100,000 fragments blossoming outwards in all directions, debris showers the atmosphere, trailing smoke and fire. Below, land you see and sea are far off, but gradually rising up. The largest of the fragments, wide as the sea, barrels downward into a fiery cocoon. Its size reduces the edges, immolate, but it won't burn up in time. It lands silently in the distant ocean, sending a column of water skyward and radiating ripples that spread like wrinkles in fabric. The sound comes tearing up through the sky. It sounds like thunder. Features are becoming clearer by the moment as you streak towards the earth. You are lodged in an enormous boulder, falling along with smaller fragments. The heat and burst around you on all sides. Beneath you, snow-capped mountains rise up, dotted here and there by cities of stone and Adra. The impact will be the destruction of them all. The shadow of your rock fragments is visible now, getting larger by the second. You are moments away from striking the ground when a massive shape throws itself in your path. The last thing you hear sounds like another rumbling impact, but this isn't what it is. It's a chuckle. Relieved, breathless, you hear two words. Made it. Everything goes dark. You open your eyes. The metal hammer fragments had come free, and you now hold it in your hands. It is warm to the touch. The air around you is suddenly turbulent, spiteful. A cold, damp wind whips your face. Salt crystals collect in your nostrils and the creases of your eyes. The floor below you becomes blue, gray, and glassy, churning and rolling, and when you fall, you crash to the water. Violent waves hurl and spin at you. Something slithers around your ankles. It seizes you with incredible strength and drags you into the silty depths.
This is very good.
When the pulling stops, you are hovering at the center of an endless blue abyss. You can neither see the surface nor floor. You seem to be facing downward, but there is no way to be sure. A voice sounds from everywhere at once, and an immense pressure wave of each utterance sends you reeling.
Deceitful wretch! Grave robber! You who dig for that which you did not bury, speak! Explain yourself and be judged.
Oh, Andra. I seek a means of defeating an army that threatens my lands.
You seek what is mine, what was rightfully lost.
The outburst propels you, sending you end over end.
Your actions speak for themselves. The battery opened, the forge ignited. You conspired with souls that evaded my judgment, saw them infused into the very thing they had stolen from me. The dwarves sealed their own fate. The forge was meant to be forgotten. And now, here you are again, denying peace to the buried.
Well, I'm glad I didn't pick you for favor. The turbulence around you calms. Silt settles like a slow exhilaration, and the vast dark seascape beyond the murk fades in. Rays of light trickle down from the far above onto green glowed columns of kelp that rise from the depths and sway back and forth in the current. Fish and mollusks patrol them in groups of hundreds and thousands. The nearest pass you with watchful eyes. What does it matter if something is remembered or forgotten? It's in the past in either case.
Memories are the spirits of the past. You of all people should know their sway on the present, Watcher.
They are ours to bear whether we care to or not.
Mortals measure the worth of their lives in memory. Who will remember me? How long until I am forgotten? Memory governs every thought, informs every choice. It can fuel passion, understanding, love, or it can create obsession, madness. You have seen it plague many souls in your travels. Consider the old Watcher who inherited unspeakable crimes from birth, or the young woman who committed herself to Brackenbury for love of things she remembered she had, or the fisherman whose life became a sentence the day he killed his sister, or the Glonfathen boy for whom an old medallion was worth more than all the fruits of his labors. They could be free from their burdens, if only they could forget.
Their burdens exist for a reason. Why should they be allowed to forget?
Many such people gain these burdens through no fault of their own. Others act to redeem themselves only to find their memories will not forgive them.
The light flittering down from the surface seems to focus on Mania.
You cast your troubling memories aside when you had the opportunity, and you have found the peace you sought.
It's funny. I remember feeling bad, but I don't remember why. It's like having scars for wounds you don't remember. As long as they don't reopen one day, I can live with that.
The source of those wounds is long gone. The memory was all that could do you harm.
There was value in the well, I told her not to do it. Now I'm taking it. I told her to do it. There was value in the memory despite the harm.
Even when problems have run their course, memory can be the stone that sinks you into the abyss.
I am still not sure I agree, but no matter.
Your past has not overwhelmed you yet. Wait. Was there something else, mortal?
What are the bones of one god doing sealed in the temple of another?
Do not play coy with a god, Watcher. I know you have seen his death. I feel it whenever a forgotten thing is taken from me. Abidin did not deserve to die here. This place, it was the least I could do to give his remains some privacy.
Abidan is dead? The least you could do?
The least I could do for ending his life.
Oh, that's why he's a robot now. When we saw him when we talked to all those gods, he was like a living piece of armor. I wonder if animancy had something to do with that. Light drains from your surroundings. The kelp forest becomes a corpse of black tendrils, stark and twisted as regret.
I called the moon down to me, Ione brother. It was against his wishes. He would not listen to reason, would not listen to me. In his madness, he splintered the moon. But it was not enough. The greatest of the fragments still fell toward that which he would protect. In the end, he took position where it would fall, and absorbed the impact himself.
I thought Bethala and Kaulda were the moons.
Ione brother is their smaller sibling, tiny next to them.
Small enough that the world would survive its impact. You make it sound as though you were the sane one.
The other gods knew what had to be done, but they lacked the will to go through with it. Even gods have their attachments.
I'm so baffled.
To erase all knowledge of such a grand thing required unthinkable devastation. The Eastern Reach, Deadfire. Mine was the only solution. When I called down Ione brother, they remained silent. Even Abaddon. He knew it was for the best, but he tried to stop it all the same. Perhaps deep down I knew he would. I should have expected it. I could have stopped it.
But why the temple? Why the secrecy?
That time has been forgotten now, and so his death belongs to me. Everything he was before the impact.
But you slew another god. Surely the other gods know this. Surely Abaddon must know. Current surges through the kelp bed, pushing each plant sideways like saplings in a hurricane and propelling you backward amidst a torrent of wayward fish.
No! He cannot know! He must never know! Understand, he was not always as he is now. His body was not all he left behind. He was devoted to progress and industry from the beginning. But so too was he devoted to preservation.
Oh, it's just that he doesn't know he's
In
dead.
those times, he would let nothing go. Nothing could be forgotten. His will was iron long before his body.
Preservation. So that was why he went so far to oppose you.
We agreed long ago, all of us, not to alter the course of Kith's civilization. Not directly. Not unless there were no other choice. But in this matter, there was no other choice. He understood that as well as anyone. It was for duty that he opposed it. I would have stopped it if I could, but by then it was too late.
What was it he was trying to preserve?
Time has finished much of what I started. I cannot tell you that, mortal, for fear of undoing all its costly work. You may ask.
Why did you pull down Ione Brathar?
The great conundrum of a god is how close to become with your subjects. Too far and they lose hope. Too close and your own judgment fails. Civilizations are meant to ebb and flow. Allow them to persist for too long in power or knowledge, and you invite catastrophe. There was a time when we let our sympathies get the better of us. When memories were allowed to persist that should have been washed away. The other gods could not be moved to act. I did what had to be done without them.
You were too close to a civilization. Which of do you speak of?
I speak of what is forgotten. I failed that day, but my purpose was achieved in the end.
Oh, no worries, Tyrell. I don't blame you.
I will not dredge up the memory to satisfy idle curiosity.
The army that destroyed the dwarves, the eyeless, are they yours?
What the world casts aside, I take into my care. A thing may be forgotten, but it is never alone as long as I am here. They were lost children, abandoned, fixed on a purpose that no longer had meaning. I took them in, gave them new purpose. I did not create them, but yes, they are mine.
They are Abaddon's. I saw them forged.
They were his once. I won't deny it. He created them as assistants to carry out his work on Aora. But he has long been the overseer of progress in the world. Leaving things behind has always been his way. I allow him to leave his past in my care, so that it does not hold him back.
You and Abidan have a unique connection then.
I suppose we do. But then, the gods have always been able to accomplish far greater things when working together.
Nearby, you see a shark pass through a school of fish. The fish scatter, evading the predator. I had something else to discuss about the eyeless.
Speak your mind.
What new purpose did you give them?
Some things that are forgotten must never be remembered. Not merely for the benefit of those who forgot, but for the entire world. There can be no second thoughts, no sympathy or stays of execution. The eyeless were born to fulfill this task, though even their creator did not know it. They are single-minded and relentless.
You mean they kill those who remember what you want forgotten?
They do not flinch when called upon to do what is necessary. Kith owe them a great debt for the troubles they have hidden away. You may ask.
Ooh, thank you. You say on one hand that you had to call down Ayarni Brathar, yet on the other that you would have stopped it for Abaddon. And thank you for the sippy.
The death of a god is a calamity. You are living in the aftermath of one such death. Surely you can understand.
You have said that sympathy can get in the way. What about yours for Abidan?
He deserved better. Of all the other gods, he was the only one who acted, who held to his convictions.
The goddess of relentlessness must have appreciated such a quality.
Yes. I admired him for that.
But it's more than that. You loved him. The pull and push of the current becomes long and heavy, like a sigh.
Whatever he was to me, it was not meant to last. Always our duty is to Eora first. I knew he opposed what I intended. That he would wish to preserve what I meant to destroy. I knew it would cause a rift that might never be mended. But I never imagined he'd go so far. I never imagined it would mean I would never know him, as I once did.
If he doesn't remember dying, why not begin again with him?
Because it might cause him to remember. No, mortal. Better that we should exist as we are now. What happened once must never happen again. Bad enough that I am cursed to remember it. You may ask.
I need you to call off the eyeless.
On the contrary, mortal. Their work must continue. Far too much was uncovered while they lay dormant.
They draw the attention to the very things you wish hidden. In my dreams, I have seen them swarming over the Direwood.
Those who know too much of the White Forge will be washed clean from Eora. And then the eyeless shall rest once more.
This isn't some lone tribe of dwarves. The Forge sees visitors from all over now. The eyeless will tear the Direwood apart. It will never be forgotten. The sea life around you stirs back and forth, agitated, restless.
Even if it is as you say, there is nothing that can be done. The eyeless do not think for themselves. They have only the purpose that is given to them. They do not stop until the purpose is fulfilled. They will not change course now for me or anyone. I am sorry.
This was your doing. You must intervene.
The interventions of gods seldom work out in anyone's favor. Our touch is too heavy. The world crumbles beneath it. It is why we so often enlist the help of mortals. They execute our wishes with greater care. I have done far too much already.
Kyoto said they could be called off.
Only if those they pursue are no longer a threat. The Raid Sarens were stopped before they could take the White Forge. In your case, Watcher, you are well beyond that now. And if what you say is true, then the Deerwood is as well.
If you won't stop them, then I will.
Your determination is commendable. But the eyeless number in the thousands. You will need more than strength or luck.
The help of a god would be most welcome.
I will give you what aid I can. I bade the eyeless to remain hidden when at rest. They are gathered in the hollow of a great rock, splintered from Ayarni Brathar. It lies in a flooded crater known as Kairin's Scar. Know too that they were built to answer the call of their master's hammer. When they hear it strike, they come to its aid. If you were to take that piece of his hammer from here and reshape it in Abaddon's forge into a likeness of the original, you might be able to call them to you. But destroying them would be another matter. I know of one way, but only from the center of the Lion's Den. Only with their master's hammer in your service. If you can do all this, if you can reshape what remains of Abaddon's hammer and bring it inside their lair, I can instruct you there on what you would need to do.
I will do what I can.
And I will see you through when the time comes.
I will remake the hammer in the White Forge and stop the eyeless.
If you do not, be assured, they will come for you as they did for the Pargrunen.
An uneasy turbulence disturbs the calm like an unwelcome thought.
Careful as you approach the lake. When I claimed the eyeless, I made sure they would not be discovered while they slept. Many of my most devoted followers stand watch there. They will not allow you near. And there is something far worse. Something more fearsome and dangerous than any eyeless. Let us hope you do not attract its attention.
What is it? In place of an answer, a sudden surge in the current from beneath sends you hurtling upward. The surface above you approaches fast, shifting and glimmering like quicksilver. You emerge soaking wet on the stone floor of the reliquary, gasping for breath as if you had been holding it for hours. God, honestly. So this is Abidan. God, there's so many gods. There's like 12, right? It does explain when we were talking to the gods before why she was with the other two and was like, kill them all. It's the only way. Release the souls so that they may be forgotten. That is what she is all about, forgetting and removing that which is no longer needed. I just couldn't figure out why she would be with those other two schmucks. It has all been made clear. I did want to go this way. Oh, I see, I see, I see, I see. Do I already have a piece of the hammer? Do I just have to go to the forge? It's so hard to say. So let me see what my quest log says. I communed with Andra, who advised me that the Alice will not relent until everyone with specific knowledge of the White Forge has been killed. That includes a great many people, including me. She believes that if I were to reforge the hammer of their creator, Abaddon, from a piece of original tool... okay. I think I already have it. I want to go to the White Forge, and I guess we'll see one way or another. Is that stealing? Barely not. Incredible heat ripples upwards from the white forge that laps against your exposed skin. The fragment of Abaddon's hammer grows warm in your hands as if in recognition. It is only a fraction of the size of the original, but there is metal enough to create a hammer fit for a person of your size to wield. In this forge, the fragment could be shaped anew. You call to mind every memory that you have witnessed of the great hammer. The images coalesce and take shape in your mind's eye. You know every curve, every engraving. Even as a shapeless lump of metal, you can see the fragment for what it is meant to become. The fragment is slow to heat, even in the white forge, and quick to cool as you work against the anvil. Sweat drizzles down your body and puddles at your feet. Your arms grow sore with each swing of your forge hammer, until you can barely lift it. Minutes turn to hours. As Abaddon's hammer begins to take shape, the ring of your own hammer against it takes on a familiar tone, one that you have heard in your dreams. With each strike, an image flashes in your mind. It is hazy at first, but it gains in detail as the hammer begins to resemble the original. Over time, the image becomes a frozen landscape, centered around a crater lake. Eyeless patrol its frozen surface in droves, and this can only be the place Andra described, Carrion's Scar. The eyeless pause here and there when you strike and look up, as though hearing an echo on the wind. In the distance, as more details appear, you can see the other landmarks, Stalwart, Durgan's Battery, and you understand where the lake lies in the White Marsh, where you must take this hammer. Finally, with the careful etching of the last detail with your chisel, the hammer is completed. No sooner do you make the final mark do you feel pure, radiant energy pulsing from within it, like a mechanical heartbeat. There's indescribable beauty to the shape and the weighting and the design. It feels as if the realization of the metal's purpose. You take up the hammer and its power rushes over you in waves, and it shakes your body so hard you nearly drop to your knees. The tremor passes, but the surge of power remains. The hair on your arm stands on end. In your hands is a faithful recreation of a divine instrument.
I've heard enough.
The sounds of an argument reach you from the stairs. Darian marches into the room, arms crossed, while Wenga bounds along behind him.
This threatens all of us now.
Matron Berrigan lumbers after Darian Wenga, flanked by two scout ogres.
She's right. We've got to fight together.
You also recognize Adric following them. His shoulders are rigid and his arms are clasped in front of him. Wenga sees you and points enthusiastically.
See, Darian, she'll tell ya. We can stop them.
Tension crackles in the air, and Darian whirls and cuts Wenga off with a chopping motion.
If she's seen them, she knows better.
What's going on here?
Something killed a whole crew of hunters out in the wood. Tore them apart like dolls, insects.
Despite his steady posture, his eyes flit and flicker like flies, and his upper lip shines with sweat.
Something like the creatures that attacked my fort, perhaps?
Berrigan mutters something to her escort, and they snort in agitation.
I told ya. All we gotta do is get him in range of these cannons, and then we blast them.
She brings her hands together in a loud clap.
We don't even know what they are.
He shuts his eyes and breathes loudly through his nose. I do. Everyone turns to look at you. They're known as the Eyeless.
The destruction my dreams warned me of.
Berrigan's gaze is distant with horror. Suddenly she rounds on Wengra and Darian.
And your greed and recklessness have brought them on us all!
She rolls her shoulders back and bares her teeth at the two villagers. Rage hangs around her like a musk. Darian and Wenga each take a step back and square off against the ogres.
You burning our village didn't help matters none.
Wenga's feral grimace exposes needle-sharp teeth.
It wasn't my clan that attacked you.
No difference. One ogre stinks as bad as the next.
Calm down, everyone. None of that matters now. Darian and Wengra grumble, shifting on their feet, glaring suddenly. After a pause, Berrigan looks back at you.
I came to offer my clan's help.
The others gawk at her.
The White March has been our home for centuries. We'll defend it alongside you.
The ogres flanking her grunt their assent. Your aid would be welcome. She presents an ancient branded horn in both her calloused hands, holding it out to you.
Sound it anywhere in the White March, and 3 of my best warriors will be at your side. Your battles become ours.
What's your plan for dealing with them exactly?
The eyeless are hidden at Karian's Scar. I will face them there. Wengra and Darian gape at each other in disbelief.
That lake's notorious. Folk never come back from that.
She breaks off, her eyes suddenly wide.
Oh.
You'll need all the help you can get. I have fewer men to offer than I would like, but the Iron Flail stands ready. Our siege weapons are at your disposal.
The same ones you threw at the battery's walls?
These eyeless will come for us all if they aren't stopped here and now.
Forget it. You're not bringing your army into our backyard.
He looks at you and nods.
Tell him.
Adric's right. We need to work together. It's no time to worry about what's past, Darian.
Guess you're right. Won't be anything left of Stalwart if we don't stop these monsters anyway.
He looks down at the spot his heel has ground into the grit. We'll assemble at Canyon's Scar and wait your orders. Be ready, my friend. It will be a great battle. Edric bows slightly and steps away. Can you imagine if I had killed this little motherfucker? That would have been terrible. And if I hadn't befriended the ogres, all my choices in this DLC have mattered tremendously.
Ahem.
An awkward silence follows. Wengra clears her throat noisily.
You know, those heavy cannons you fixed might come in handy.
She grins a mischievous twinkle in her eye. Darian starts to groan and she holds up both hands.
Hear me out. Karen's Scar should be just in range for those guns. You just point out your target and I'll do the rest.
If those things are on the move, we don't have much time. If you're really gonna stop them, take this. It's the best of the ore we've pulled from Stalwart's mines.
He gives you a solemn nod.
It's not much, but it's good enough to make the old Pargrunen Smiths proud. I'm sorry about what I said before. Just don't take it out on the rest of the village.
He looks away. You may call upon the aid of Crag Ogres by using Brigand's Battlehorn and Karian's Scar. You can call upon the Red Saren's aid by using the Burning Pitch Trebuchet ability in Karian's Scar. And I have been granted the Burning Pitch Trebuchet. You may call upon the Cannons of Durgan's Battery by using the Heavy Cannon Blast ability in Karian's Scar. Cool. Yeah, I could have just done main story and ignored ogres, killed all the iron flail, and not done the cannons. And that's wild to me. Oh, Jesus.
Once more I am called upon to set right the gods' transgressions. It has become a tiring refrain.
Durance, I do not have time for your bitching. I don't know when a good time to use all this new fancy shit would be upon us. Ah. Okay.
Yes.
Good shit. Wait, somebody's still shooting us? Whoever this was has been long dead. What remains of the flesh is blackened and frozen solid. The crater worries you and your 3 companions. It feels wrong, tainted, but the lure of riches is stronger. The giant rock in the center of the lake might contain gold, gems, more. It took a week of back-breaking labor, but the boat is finished. It may not be entirely watertight, but it'll be enough to get you across the lake and back. You set off from the shore, the icy wind filling the sail. Sidon grins at you. He expressed the most doubt that the boat would float. A moment later, he's gone. Barely managing a scream as a gigantic tentacle yanks him from the boat and under the water. More tentacles emerge from the water. The air is filled with the sound of cracking, splintering wood as the boat gets pulled apart. You dive into the water without second thought, and you begin swimming madly for shore, hoping your friends are doing the same. Your heavy furs weigh you down, but by some miracle you make it back to land. You hear a burbling sound as you look up and see one of the fish people, a Langofath, standing over you, its spear raised. You rise to your knees, your hands raised, showing you have no weapon, that you pose no threat. The Langworth makes a sound again. Wait, you start to say, but the creature dives its spear deep into your chest before you can say anything. Mercifully, the agony is brief before the world fades.
Hmm?
Bears.
Hmm?
Aloth leveled up. That's actually very good. Delayed fireball. That would also be good.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna go around.
Certainly.
Oh shit. That's bad.
Yes.
Yeah, I do like jumping.
Certainly. I'm here. Oh?
What is going on? Why won't you
Zawa
come?
is ready.
Hmm?
A war dog. Wow, okay. Good job, everybody.
Zawa's enjoying himself.
Shit, this suddenly got really bad really fast. Wow, we got melted immediately. Which is really unfortunate, because now we have to do all those fights again. Ugh. It was going really well. I was gonna camp very soon, too. No big deal.
Hmm?
Once more I am called upon to set right the gods' transgressions. It has become a tiring refrain.
Yes.
Finish them!
Yes? Hey.
Certainly. Oh? Certainly.
I think that's all there was over here. Yeah, and then we go back. Got some priests to fight, and then we'll be back on track. Easy peasy.
I shall deal with this one.
Mow it.
My bear is the roughest, toughest bear there ever is or was.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places. That's settled.
Oh?
We're in good shape despite it all. Those guys did kick our ass super hard. What I will do is I will save. Just in case.
Certainly.
Okay. God damn, I tried so hard to keep that man alive, and I just could not. Well,
Just like an adherent to go down.
Oh.
Here we go. Much better.
Oh.
Much better.
Yes.
A simple test. That's settled.
No, no. Don't walk through poison.
Hmm?
Oh, it's because we're in combat, technically. Are we done? Oh my god. Please loot this body. Oh. My bear is in the house. Is my bear gonna be okay? Are you gonna come? He was stuck and was forcibly removed.
Laying low.
But I even did a sneak. Ugh, this game. You know what? It doesn't matter. Cold water drips from the roof of the yurt and puddles in the hearth. The yurt reeks of stale sweat. There's only one bedroll inside. The yurt is empty, but for a few heavy bedrolls. Shoot.
Hey.
Okay.
Leave it to me.
Whew. I know these things are hanging around like right there. And we'll save again for safety.
Oh. Yes.
Hey.
think those bad boys missed.
How may I help?
Oh, this is very bad. I think we're going down. I would be fine with dying. Give that another go, I think. Are we actually gonna get the one?
We must endure.
We might. Hey, she did it. One more to go. You can do it. Just keep swinging. You just keep swinging. No, don't let that other one get involved. Yeah, these guys are the eyeless. From what I understood, they were made by Abidan, who was a god of production and all that other good stuff. Audra tried to drop the moon on the world for reasons she will not disclose. Abidan stopped that, took the whole moon to the chest and died. And then Andra sort of took all of his old stuff, because she's the keeper of like forgotten things, so that he wouldn't remember that it was her fault that he died, and took all of his possessions and stuff that he made in that time, so now that it is forgotten about. I don't know, it's absurdly fucked up. Okay, we're gonna do this again. Okay, and now call upon the cannons.
Missed.
Nice. That barely injured him.
How may I help?
Yes.
Goodbye, Durance. Goodbye forever. He was immune to it. He was immune to the burning trebuchet that I was given specifically to fight these things with.
shall deal with...
This man is punching so hard. Keep punching.
That's not very helpful. Yes. Let's have. Hey, Lavaru, be on seek. Hi. Yes.
Let's go.
How may I?
Let's have... Damn it.
Shit. It's just me. It's the deer and the bear. You guys can do it.
You're not getting through.
But they gave me this shit specifically to fight them with.
You're not getting through me.
Maybe that one was just weak against. I wish I could fight them a few at a time instead of having to fight 4 in a row. That would be ideal. Well, that went better. I need to fight them more individually instead of like one coming after another so I can rest in between. I wonder if I can bait with the bear. That would be the ideal.
Yes.
Mr. Bear, you are going to be so brave. Come on. Yeah. Yeah! Okay, 2 is fine. 2 I can deal with. Goodbye, bear. Goodbye forever. We're gonna fight this one. Not well, if that's fine.
Yes.
Finish them!
Mow it.
Let us end this!
Hey.
What?
Let us end...
guys can do it. I didn't realize there's just the two of them left.
Arthek Worthen Roth.
Don't move out of that. Ooh. Not spicy. I just play the game badly.
Oh?
I'm apparently overleveled, but I also don't play the game super good. There's a lot of that's true. I am good. My bear, I don't think was actually ever part of that fight. I think he got kicked and then never came back.
Hmm?
Okay, so we've saved. Everyone's a little not good. But I know there's a lot of shit to go.
Certainly.
Okay, let's fight this one. Okay, we need to actually back up. Back up, back up,
The
back up.
dare you must endure.
Oh, that was bad. It will be sad not to have a deer, I'll say that much. I'm gonna wait for a second.
Zawa is ready.
Aye? Are you sure?
I shall lead her.
Ah, Ulu Sen! Aye? Love. That's
Yes.
Welcome back, dear. Let's go take a nap. Yeah, I had someone come in yesterday to tell me how badly I played this game. I complained about everything. That is not to say that I am not well aware. I enjoy how I do play, even if it's very, very hard. Sometimes it be like that. I need to actually go around. I need to be over here. So, there's a guy with a gun or something. This one. Okay, killing both of them will be very difficult. I do get all that stuff back. Oh. I think that'll be fine. Don't kill Olaf, he's so important. got hit by the cannons. Okay. Damn, he went down anyway. I'll just...
Can do better, Alon!
He can't.
Oh. Oh.
It's true. More tentacles would help. I don't disagree. If I have learned anything in this game, it's that tentacles make everything better. For me.
Just get quiet.
There we go.
Very well.
You can just make out the blurred shape of an eyeless behind the ice.
Hmm?
We should definitely do probably another rest. That would be the safest thing to do. There's gonna be more. No. Oh no. Oh, interesting. I think I might have fought a bunch of boys I didn't have to.
How may I help?
Hmm?
Tentacle on tentacle action! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I overestimated. I thought there was only one thing here. Okay.
Yes.
There's so much here. Okay. There's so much. I'm about to die. Okay.
I'll kick it.
There's no way this ends good for me. Wait, is that tentacle dead?
Zawa is
Surely not.
ready.
We actually need to finish.
How may I help?
Really got it in for us.
How may I?
These uns are in for a walloping!
Finish them!
That's it!
I don't like tentacles being used against me. I think that's unfair. But I'm persevering. So.
How may I?
I can't believe we survived that. It was so
Another
bad.
of Andra's mindless servants. I'll see her paid for this.
The planks have been peeled from the bow of the old fishing boat. You mad you got slapped by tentacles, Durance?
Certainly.
It's okay. Happens to the best of us. And the worst of us. When I saw like six tentacles and a whole bunch of these fucking robots, I was so scared. But it all turned out pretty alright.
That's.
Okay. Shouldn't slack on these magical abilities. Woo.
Finish them! Certainly.
weaknesses.
Well, so far so good.
Certainly.
Columns of water rise up from the pool in front of you, shifting and writhing and wrapping air around them in a vortex.
You have done well to have come so far. I confess I was not certain you would make it, but I do not wish to give false hope. The greater challenge remains in front of you.
The eyeless have to be stopped for the good of the Direwood.
Running through the core of this rock is a large growth of crystal. You will know it when you see it. A blow to the crystal would reverberate through the walls of this place. Strike it enough and the entire structure would crumble. The eyeless would be buried. Of course, it would take a person years to cause enough damage.
But not with the help of the eyeless.
Then you know what must be done. Strike the crystal with Obidon's hammer. The eyeless will wake and come to its call. Join in striking the crystal. They will cluster together and bury themselves. I have realized it is best that they should be ended, for within each of them is a small piece of Obidon himself. Upon their deaths, those fragments and the memories they contain will be safely dispersed. I had not considered the dangers of allowing them to persist, until a watcher appeared at my abbey.
What aren't you telling me?
A single strike upon the crystal will not be enough. The eyeless respond only as long as the hammer rings. You will need to remain until their work is complete, wielding the hammer until the walls come crumbling down.
You mean for me to die here?
Your sacrifice will be mourned, but your fate is already sealed. The eyeless cannot be reasoned with or fled from. One day not far from now, they would kill you and level the Deerwood. You have seen what they will do. This is the way you can stop them. And the truth is that you are marked by the eyeless for a reason. It would be better for all if the things you have seen were forgotten.
A bad way to go. Maybe we should just hang ourselves.
A clean slate for us and the world. Maybe that's not such a bad thing.
The water columns drop all at once back into the pool, sending up a small splash. The pool settles, and looking down at you, you only see the faces of you and your companions, alone and condemned. Well.
That's not very Lava. Lava. That's it.
Yep, it's still DLC. So I suspect we'll probably be fine.
Certainly.
I think I might. That's kind of what I'm hoping for.
Who leaked?
That's not very helpful.
Be at peace, Strux.
Finish them!
Lava How many? Lavaru beyond seek. Lavaru beyond.
Just...
That's not very helpful. Ulu Sen. That's not very helpful.
Hmm?
Oh my, oh my. We don't have that far to go, so that's good news. I would love to backhand
Certainly.
Theos into meat chunks. That's the dream. Judging by claw marks and scales around the edges of this pool, you believe it is regularly used by logograph. You see something shimmering in the depths of the frigid murky water. Edir dives in and immediately feels the cold bite of the water. The water is calm, but a person with a weak constitution will suffer greatly if submerged for more than a few moments. Hold on a second. Well... I thought I could use Ella's skill, but I guess not. Akasagi quickly covers the catch of Lagoaf treasures, including a variety of coins and a set of surprisingly well-preserved plate greaves. Unfortunately, the disturbance of the horde was observed by a pack of Logwiths that are swimming over to investigate. Hiding from the Logwith will be difficult, but attempting to outswim them would require phenomenal athletic ability. Despite a desperate effort, Kasagi is quickly spotted. Kasagi bolts up through the water towards the surface, but the Logwith still takes swipes. Okay, hold on. Stop.
Poison.
I should have just had a deer do it, because a deer could have been fine. I thought, so there's always this bulwark of the elements that's always an option in these stupid things, but I'm always sending a deer and not Aloth. So I send Ella, and of course it doesn't use it.
Oh?
What if I just ignored the pool? I could do that too. There it is.
That's gotta be the crystal. You ready for this?
A ridge overlooks the broad chamber half flooded with lake water. You could crawl down this way, but it looks too steep and slick to climb back up. How did... Well...
Dad, get in here!
Oh, never mind. We're fighting.
Oh.
Damn it, I need my cleric and I need my freaking wizard. No, there's another tentacle here.
Not so.
I want to see what's happening over here. Ella, stay here. Ella. Oh, Ella's dead. Alright, well.
You're not getting through mid.
I think it might have actually been fine. And then one of those stupid things from nowhere came out of there. Yeah. All right.
That's gotta be the crystal. You ready for this?
I suppose so. Alright, before charging into tentacles, I'm gonna wait for all the tentacles to come to me. Okay. These.
I would have a word with...
Okay.
the salty wench with... This is over.
Okay. And then you two need to get over here. Nope, Durance is stuck over there. That's fine.
That's it!
Ulu Sen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moe ixi ana. Moe ixi ana.
Oh.
I should actually go over here and fight it this way to avoid a lot of bullshit. Okay. Hammer. Tentacles.
Oh.
Mow it.
Whew.
Oh?
My game almost crashed. It was going down. The screen went white and I had the little blue circly thing. I'm not. An enormous crystal juts from the wall like a spearhead protruding from a wound. An army of reflections stares back at you from a crystal's perfect facets. It echoes the sound of their footsteps in soft ringing hums. Someone will have to take up Abadan's hammer and strike the crystal, and Ondra warned that whoever does so will be buried in this place with the eyeless. Do I actually have to sacrifice somebody? That seems so shitty. You sound your war horn. Its deep music rumbles through the cavern. As Berrigan promised, 3 warriors hasten to your side. The largest accepts the hammer and the grim duty entails with stoic dignity. He swings at the crystal. A perfect, clear tone rings through the air and resonates through your teeth. Seconds later, ripples shiver through the water. Something big is coming. You scramble out of the flooded cavern and flee through the tunnels. You round the corner, only to see a line of eyeless advancing. The creatures stagger to the rhythm of the hammer thuds below, yet you crane your necks toward you, ratcheting back their piston arms. Consider who will cast it. A glowing seal blooms from the ground. The first 2 eyeless step on it and fall backwards, taking most of the others with them. You sprint past the distracted monsters. Fortunately, the creatures are too focused on the hammering to give chase. They continue toward the cavern. You flee through dark, rumbling corridors. More spellbound eyeless shamble along, but they're too entranced by the swelling candidates to take more than an idle swipe at you. The tunnel narrows, light flitters through ahead. The exit must be around the next bend. But it's clogged with rubble. Meanwhile, the ground drops several feet at once, and the tunnel begins to roll on its axis. The distant sound of rushing water echoes through the cavern. Consider who will do it. Fury descends and fills Mana's body with desperate violet strength. Mahena bashes a path through the rubble. The moon shudders again. You escape into the ice just as another thunderous crash sounds from below. You dash across the lake. The ice squeals and crackles through dangerously underfoot. The sinking moon groans. Long fissures race through the ice. The surface of the ice is riddled with cracks. Only someone who knows what to look for can find safe passage. I have good survival instincts. You set off across the ice, avoiding the cracks and weak spots. All seems well until you're halfway to shore. The ice breaks through without warning, dumping you into the freezing lake. You climb out, numb and trembling. At last you reach the safety of the shore. In the middle of the lake, only the tip of the moon is visible through the ice. You watch in silence as it sinks below the depths. Did all my friends make it? It's very vague about how I want to go. You stand at the edge of the lake. The bobbing of the ice and the rippling of the water surface slows until you're looking at a moment frozen in time. When the world begins moving once more, it moves in reverse. The surface of the water churns and roils like it's about to spew something up, and it does. The fragment of Irani Batha rises unbroken. Ice reforms across the surface of the lake, spreading in long, freezing fingers. Eyelets file out of the moon fragment and onto the ice. They wind around the moon in an ever-winding spiral. They stop as the head of their line reaches you. They speak in a single voice that resonates with grinding metal and hissing steam.
We shatter and sink, discarded like worn tools. Why have you consigned us to oblivion?
This is a bit of a conundrum. I have to face the consequences of my actions. You would have killed many innocent people.
We do not cherish violence, but we will fight to defend the legacies of this world.
The eyeless stand tall, ratcheting their arms back.
In one hand, a hammer. In the other, a mace. We protect the greatest works of civilization, lest it collapse beneath its own weight.
Then why did you storm Durgan's battery 200 years ago? Their protest is as sharp as squealing metal.
We would sooner sacrifice our own bodies than dislodge a single stone from such a place. Why do you torment us with baseless accusations?
Order. Oh, I'm gonna blame this awful god. Andra changed you from a preserver to a destroyer. The eyeless are still, but you hear their gears whir and their collective spirit ponders this.
Then we were betrayed.
Yes. You were transformed against your will. Andra tried to kill me too. And then in turn I killed some ogres. I will see this god burn.
And we were made to betray something we cherish.
You feel their bitter agony like a hammer strike. The legacy of the Ingwethians, you mean?
The bedrock of civilization.
Suddenly they attack the ice beneath them, slicing and shattering it with mighty swings from their iron arms. And where the ice breaks, ancient towers rise, blotting out the blue sky and white peaks. Andra wanted Ingwethian civilization forgotten.
Better for her tides to ebb and her seas to dry up than to cover a single stone the Ingwithans laid.
The ice shakes with all the fury of the eyeless. I know, right?
Each culture builds on the bones of the last. Yet many only look up at where they would go, never down at the foundations that bear them. Like a mason who builds a listing tower.
The remaining ice sheets cracks and groans.
What peril do they inflict on their progeny? And what dishonor on their forebears?
You hear the strain of stumbling stone in the voice of the eyeless. The betrayal of memory upsets you greatly.
It is accepting a gift only to spit in the face of the giver. Every advance in the crafts and institutions of Kith was forged by skill and sacrifice.
You feel these words and the anger behind them in your bones.
A people cut off from their history will wither, and they deserve no less.
Then what do you suggest?
To pull the blinders from the eyes of gods and Kith. That is why we must return to ourself and restore Abidan.
Very well. Return to yourself and be a god of preservation once more.
We shall see this world and its people restored.
A great wind shoves at your back. Your ears pop and you feel for a moment as if all of the air is being sucked from the sky. Suddenly, it ends and you are standing in the snow, looking over Karen's scar.
The eyeless disappeared beneath the lake, their bond to Andra finally severed. With this threat ended, hope returned to the White March. Hunters returned to the wildernesses, and travelers to the roads. Tales of the Watcher's bravery replaced stories of monsters in the woods. The villagers of Stalwart busied their hands with work and their tongues with song, eager to seize on the promise of peace.
Hey, fuck Andra. Fuck her super hard.
Oh?
I think I'm done with this. Yeah, that's everything for the White Forge. There is that dragon, but you know, maybe someday. So, and this ended like perfectly on time. I'm gonna head to Old Song very quickly. Damn you right as hell. I will probably not be able to kill the 2 dragons in this game. They are very difficult. But I think I'll try before endgame happens. Or after endgame, at the very least. But that is going to be it for me today. I think we will hit the end of Chapter 3 tomorrow, maybe? I'm not quite sure what else this game has in store, but we have,
Oh?
I wasn't really digging the White Marsh stuff. It was, until, like, I don't know, I find the gods in this game so goddamn interesting. That's why, talking to them and picking them... Whoa, hello. That's why talking to them and, like, having to pick a side, was super good. And I am super glad that I picked Abaddon as a god to follow for that choice. Now more than ever, after all of that. That was super cool. Fuck Andra. She is the worst. That is why she was grouped together with those other 2 shitty guys. I understand everything now. Oh, Abaddon though. Abaddon's cool. And I like Margaret. Good shit. Alright, so yeah, I don't think the end is tomorrow. I think we have probably another week left of this game. The gods are all whores. You're right. Thank you so very much for being here. This was a fun stream, and we got through pretty okay. I will be back with more Pillars of Eternity at 6 p.m. EST. Linked in my About page is my Twitter, my Discord, and my YouTube page if you are looking for more of what I do and all that good stuff. Thank you so very much for being here. I could not do it without all of you, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye!